Well, if I wasn't emotional already about the hockey game, Jeff, you certainly choked me up, my friend. But yes, this is about Canada, and this is about our place in the world, but it's also about the rest of the countries in this world. Because 2 years ago, when I spoke with you, I began my remarks by saying, reminding you of that saying, may you live in interesting times. And I said to you that we live in very serious times. Well, today, let's just say that times are not only even more interesting and even more serious, but in fact, the world has changed because America has changed. As I travel the world, many parts of it are feeling quite anxious about where we find ourselves. The word of the year so far is uncertainty. How many times have we heard that just in the last few days here? Governments are rattled, and business is frankly baffled, and institutions are shaken. And the risks to our economies, in some cases our very sovereignty, have escalated, and they cannot be taken lightly. This can be overwhelming, and yes, one can get seized, even paralyzed by the daily barrage of mounting risks. Or one can choose not to become beholden to that noise and focus instead on the opportunities, something else I've heard over the course of the last few days here. And that really is my advice to all of us. Stay calm. Stay calm. Rather than become hostages to the uncertainty, let us focus on the certainty of the things that we control. Let us build resilience against the uncertainty. How do we do that? Well, as we've seen in the deliberations here, and I observed in my discussions around the world, now is a time for action and collaboration. We can shape the kind of world we want to live in, or it will be shaped for us. At home in Canada, the country has awoken. For sure today, where we're obviously celebrating a huge win, to quote the president, in our hockey game. All the rhetoric around the 51st state galvanized and has united Canadians in a way not seen in some time. Now, the key now is to use this moment to take control of our own destiny. As I've said to my American friends, you have done a great service because now we will get our act together. We will ensure that we diversify our customer base for the products that the world needs and wants. We will tear down our interprovincial trade barriers. We will build the access needed to our resources. And we will build the trade-enabling infrastructure to get our products to market. You see, the president is obsessed with trade deficits. The only way you can deal with it is buy more or sell less. We're a country of 40 million people. We're buying all that we need. So I guess we're going to have to sell you less. And the best way to do that is to sell others more. The greatest benefactor of that will be the Indo-Pacific countries, especially with those whom we are in trade agreements. This will be very good news to our allies in the region who, frankly, let's be honest, have wondered for quite some time, what's wrong with you? Canada, we want what you have. Sell it to us. Get it to us. We will buy it, and we will pay you full value for it. And so now, the good news I share with you here in this region is that's going to change. Rather than you needing us, we now need you. So I am confident that Canada will not waste this moment. Of that, you can be sure. We welcome your investment and your partnership as we embark on realizing the potential of a truly ambitious Canada. Now, internationally, as like-minded allies, we must work together to fight for and protect the things that we cherish. You see, the thing about facts is they don't change. They will always keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. And that is where we are today. We are reintroducing the facts around the need for resources, traditional resources like oil and gas and fossil fuels that, yes, still have a shelf life for decades as you look around a world that's growing, that still needs to be powered. The world that needs nuclear, even though for the longest time our environmentalist friends had said, no, we can't reduce greenhouse emissions by taking the risk with nuclear, the cleanest form of energy that there is, and now that renaissance is happening again. And I could go on, liquefied natural gas, a transitory fuel that will help decarbonize those countries, particularly here in Asia, that are running, in some cases, building new coal plants. These facts have always been there, and now they have come back. Another fact is the importance of globalization, of multinational organizations, of free trade. And so while there is a full-on assault taking place, the reality is we are not going to be able to bring prosperity to our citizens if we become protectionist. We can find that out the hard way. We can become protectionist and see what happens. In fact, every time I'm in America, that's the point I'm making to the American friends. A tariff is a tax. That's what it is. And if you want to close your borders, go right ahead. If you think you can attract capital back into America and have cars and iPads and other things made there, that's fine. Go for it. But watch the prices go up, and up at a time in which there's no way people's wages can possibly keep up. They can find that out the hard way, or we can learn from history. Did we get it all right through the last number of decades with these trade agreements, going all the way back to my friend Pierre Pettigrew here? No. Clearly, too much has been hoarded up, and not enough has been able to help people rise in this environment. We all need to do better on that front. All of us need to do better. But it doesn't change the fact that it is trade agreements that have created the prosperity that the world has seen, that 1 billion people have been lifted out of poverty, that the energy that's necessary, that's been providing the uplifting of societies here in Asia and Africa and Latin America and other places, those facts simply do not change. And so this afternoon, here in Singapore, I want to stress the importance of the things that we believe in, including the rule of law and the good that comes from partnerships. The partnerships you've seen on full display here. I applaud the work of the Asia Pacific Foundation and my friend Jeff for daring to dream and bringing together a group of people who don't naturally come together. But it's a great example of how partnerships can make a difference. That's why the success of this forum is going as well as it is. And I'm so happy for you, Jeff, that has indeed been the case, and for Gabrielle to be able to be your partner. And the work that our institutions are doing around our country are so critical, because one of the other important facts is the facts of education. The importance and the role that our education plays as a foundation to a society. Show me an uneducated society and I'll show you poverty. But you show me an educated society, and I'll show you prosperity. And so we need to ensure that we are strengthening the fabric and the foundation of our academic institutions. So I thank you all for the work that you're doing in that space. I want to give you hope. I want to give you some hope that we are all leaders. And as leaders, we must not succumb to the the strategy of deliberate uncertainty. This is a tactic that's being used to create the uncertainty so that every day we wake up and say, now what? What happened today? Let's not get distracted by that. Let's be focused on the things that we control. One of my colleagues like to say, control your controllables. And there's so much that we control here. We can be distracted by one country's behavior today, or we can build partnerships and strength in numbers for those of us who believe in the things that we believe in and fight through it. Because America, as I said, it's changing. It's changing, and it's up to them to decide what they want to be. But we can also decide what we want to be. And so let's focus on all the things that are in our control. Leverage our partnerships, share the resources, share the talent, innovate together, co-invest, solve problems together. The daring to dream of what is possible is only limited by our ability to dream. Let's think big. Let's not be small at a time like this. Let's respond to those challenges with confidence and what I call the strategy of resiliency. Let's be resilient at a time like this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the way to control our own destiny. Now, last time I spoke here, I concluded my remarks by asking, if not you, who? If not you, who? Today, I will add, if not now, when? Thank you.